Today we're diving into the Hotwav Hyper 7 Pro 5G, a rugged budget phone with a 200 megapixels camera, a secondary display and a military-grade durability. Sounds impressive, right? Hotwav is a lesser-known brand, but this phone offers some unique features worth exploring. We'll cover design, performance, cameras and that quirky secondary screen on the back to see if it's a hidden gem or just a flashy gimmick. Hit subscribe, grab your coffee and let's dive in. In this video I'm going to show you everything you want to know about the Hotwav Hyper 7 Pro 5G. Let's start with what's in the box. You've got the usual manuals, SIM tool, warranty papers and a USB-C cable. But here's the letdown, a 10 watts charger in 2025. For the phone with a massive 10,800 mAh battery, that's disappointing. If you have 33 watts charger lying around, that's a much better option. As for the phone itself, it's rugged and hefty, clearly designed to take a beating. Now let's see if the performance lives up to the build. The phone is rugged through and through, boasting IP68, IP69K and the military standard 810H certifications. It can handle drops up to 1.2 meters and is definitely dust and water resistant. At 396 grams, it's built like a tank but doesn't feel clunky in hand. An impressive balance for the phone in this category. The Magma Red version I tested looks bold, but not overly flashy. Compared to the slimmer Hotwav Cyber 15, the Hyper 7 Pro is chunkier due to the larger battery. Yet it strikes a good balance between durability and comfort. The build quality is solid, Gorilla Glass 3 on the front and the reinforced rubber corners. Now about that secondary screen on the back. It's flashy and good for quick notifications, controlling music or snapping reverse selfies. But it feels more like a party trick than a necessity. Plus, it eats into the battery life. The main display is a 6.6-inch panel with a 120Hz refresh rate. It's vibrant, smooth and bright enough for both indoor and outdoor use. Although marketed as 2K, it's actually HD+. Most users won't mind, but if you're expecting razor-sharp media playback, this isn't it. As for the secondary screen, as I said, it's small and practical in niche scenarios. It's undeniably cool to show off, but let's be real, it's not a game changer and most users will likely forget it's even there. The sound is where the Hyper 7 Pro stumbles. There's only one speaker, and while it's fine for calls and casual use, it's underwhelming for gaming or media consumption. Worse, the speaker placement means sound gets muffled when holding the phone horizontally. In 2025, even budget phones are starting to offer stereo sound, so this is a big miss. The highlight here is the 200 megapixels main camera, which shoots at 12.5 megapixels by default using pixel binding. The results? Solid in most scenarios, with decent detail and natural colors. Switching to full 200 megapixels mode gives you larger unprocessed files, but for casual users, the default mode is more than enough. So that's the selfie camera, video calls or casual selfies, totally fine. The 32 megapixel selfie camera is fine for Instagram-worthy snaps or video calls, but won't blow you away. For video, you get 4K at 30 FPS with decent stabilization in good lighting, but low light footage turns grainy. The stabilization gets the job done, but it's not on the same level as the Google Pixel 9. That said, when you factor in the overall image quality, the V40 Pro actually holds up surprisingly well. The audio isn't great, but the video itself is pretty solid. The 24 megapixels night vision sensor with an infrared illumination is a mixed bag. It works for low light scenarios up to 10 to 15 meters, but feels more like a novelty than a practical feature. Under the hood, the phone runs Android 14 on the MediaTek Dimensity 750 5G chipset, paired with 16 gigs of RAM and 256 gigs of UFS 2.2 storage. There's expandable storage up to 2 TB and the virtual RAM adds another 4 gigs, bringing total RAM memory to 20 gigs. However, the virtual RAM isn't a magic bullet for heavy multitasking, it's best for lighter tasks. A standout feature is Dual Speed, which prioritizes the active app by limiting background processes. It's handy but situational. The software offers a near-stock Android experience with extras like face unlock and customizable icons. Expect about 3 years of security updates, which is standard for budget phones. Beyond that, it's likely age into e-waste, so keep that in mind. Connectivity checks all the boxes: Wi-Fi 6E, Bluetooth, NFC and infrared blaster, reliable GPS and solid call quality. Benchmark scores are modest. In Antutu 415,000 and Geekbench 6 725 in single core and 2007 in multi-core, as well as 1286 points in OpenCL for GPU. Let's see how it handles gaming. Asphalt 9 at max settings ran smoothly without issues. Call of Duty Mobile handled full settings decently, though I notice occasional frame drops. The 10,800 mAh battery is a beast, delivering 3 full days of heavy use during my test. With lighter use, you could stretch it to 5 to 7 days depending on your screen brightness and camera usage. Charging is decent. My 33-watt charger takes it from 0 to 100% in about 90 minutes. Reverse charging at 10 watts is useful for topping up other devices, but the included 10-watt charger feels like a corner out. Invest in 30-watt plus charger to make the most of this feature. So here's the scoop on the Hotwav Hyper 7 Pro. For around $350 US, 300 British pounds or 320 euros, it makes pretty good value for the rugged phone. It nails the essentials: durability, battery life and unique features like the secondary screen. The camera is pretty decent for casual shots. Gaming, solid for most titles but not for intensive sessions. Battery life absolutely stellar, days of usage without needing a charger. And the elephant in the room, the mono speaker. For a phone called Hyper, it's underwhelming and poorly positioned, easily muffled in landscape mode. In 2025, stereo speakers are practically standard, and this oversight drags down the media and gaming experience. If you're on a budget, need a phone that can survive the elements and prioritize battery life over flagship performance, the Hyper 7 Pro might be worth it. If sound quality or premium camera is high on your list, this isn't the phone for you.
Thanks for sticking around. I'll see you in the next one.